Let's be honest. There's people in our lives that really love it when we're living in our sins. Because when we're living in our sins, we're representing darkness with them. But the moment you get holy and you give your life to the Lord and you start walking with the Lord, now you have a light on you and you start shining. So don't think that it's strange that the moment you give your life to Christ and you get closer to God and you start going through your sanctification process, that people start treating you differently. You are going to get rejected. You are going to start getting treated like the oddball. You are going to feel lonely at time on this walk. This journey is not easy. Everybody can't handle that feeling of rejection, but that feeling of rejection come with the walk. I remember the Bible verse that where Jesus talked about, when they hate you, just know they hated me first. Basically, hate comes with this territory. The closer you get to the Lord, the more hatred you may experience. I remember when I was first trying to come to Christianity and when I was lukewarm. Of course, I had a lot of friends because I was living lukewarm. I was still living in my sin. You know what I'm saying? I was like, okay, I'm figuring out this Christianity stuff. I left Catholicism to go to Christianity, and I was still trying to figure out the Christianity thing because I was like, okay, both religions seem similar, so it's not like I'm really hopping from one to the next. But the closer I got to the Lord, like when I started actually getting discipled, when I met people, when God sent people my way to disciple to me and put me on the right path, you know, the holier I started I was like, no, I got to put 100% in this. I can't be lukewarm. I can't be this. I can't be that. You know, once I started learning how to read the scriptures and stuff like that, you know, once the evidence of my sin was in my face and the evidence of what would happen to me if I, knew this information and just decided to still do what I wanted to do. I was like, no, I can't take these type of chances. I was bound to lose people. My relationship was bound to end. Friendships were bound to end, or you know, it. There's just things that's just gonna, you know, not remain as close as it is. You may even fall out with certain family members. You know what I'm saying? You may be treated like the black sheep. But my whole thing is, no matter what it is you're going through when it comes to this walk, don't use that as an excuse to go back to a lifestyle of sin, because obviously you weren't happy. You know, when I was living in sin, I was constantly depressed. I constantly had negative thoughts in my mind. I was constantly worried, constantly anxious. I was never truly satisfied until I really gave my life to the Lord. So just know when you come to this walk, it's not going to be easy, but it's going to be worth it. And rejection is part of the journey. But again, don't let that feeling of rejection you have, you know, force you to run back to sin. Like, the more rejected you feel, you should actually be doing the opposite. The more rejected you feel, the more you should be getting in your word, the closer you should be getting to the Lord. So that's my advice.